Hello all, this is Abu. Hope you all doing good. Today we are going to discuss about definitions of artificial intelligence and a general overview about it by Adithyan and Santosh.
Hello everyone, my name is Adithyan. Today we will be discussing about some fundamental definitions in artificial intelligence. First, let's see what is AI. AI is a wide-ranging branch of computer science concerned with building smart machines capable of performing tasks that typically require human intelligence. Let's see about rationality of AI. What do you mean by rationality? Rationality means that an AI agent is assumed to take account of available information and uncertainty, potential costs and benefits, and to act consistently in choosing the best action suitable to the situation. That's the rationality of AI. Next, let's see about AI system. A system that thinks like a human is called as an AI system which thinks rationally, because an AI does not have emotion, but humans do. So humans may think emotionally and deal with the situation in a wrong way, but AI will always think rationally and deal with the situation according to the available information. Thinking humanly requires knowledge of brain function. The effort is to make the computers think, that is machine with minds in the full and literal sense. The activities that we associate with human thinking, activities such as decision making, problem solving, learning, etc. If we are going to say that a given program thinks like a human, we must have some way of determining how humans think. We need to get inside the actual working of human minds for it. The interdisciplinary field of cognitive science brings together computer models from AI and experimental techniques from psychology to construct precise and testable theories of the human mind. Cognitive science is a fascinating field in itself, worthy of several textbooks and at least one encyclopedia. In the early days of AI, there was often confusion between the approaches. An author would argue that an algorithm performs well on a task that is therefore a good model of human performance, or vice versa. The two fields continue to fertilize each other, most notably in computer vision, which incorporates neurophysiological evidence into computational models. Thinking rationally is a way of knowledge representation. The two fields continue to fertilize each other, most notably in computer vision, which incorporates neurophysiological evidence into computational models. The study of the computation that makes it possible to perceive, reason, and act. The Greek philosopher Aristotle was one of the first to attempt to codify right thinking, that syllogism is irrefutably reasoning processes. His syllogisms provide patterns for arguments, structures that always yielded correct conclusions. When given correct premises, for example, Socrates is a man, all men are mortal, therefore Socrates is immortal. These laws of thoughts were logic supposed to govern the operation of the mind. This study initiated the field called logic. Thank you.
Hi, I am Santosh and now we are going to discuss about fundamental definitions of AI. As Adithyan said, thinking rationally of an AI. It is a way of knowledge representation. By 1965, programs existed that could, in principle, solve any solvable problems described in logical notation. These have cool logistical traditions within artificial intelligence hopes to build on such programs to create intelligent systems. There are two main obstacles to this approach. First, it is not easy to take information knowledge and state it is in the formal terms required by logical notation, particularly when the knowledge is less than 100% certain. Second, there is big difference between solving a program in principle of solving in a practice. Acting humanly. The art of creating machines that perform functions requires intelligence when performed by people. The study of how to make and computers do the things which at the moment people are better. A computer passes the test in a human interrogator after posing some written questions cannot tell whether the written responses come from a one person or from a computer. The computers will need to possess the following capabilities. Natural language processing to enable it is communicate successfully in English. Knowledge representation to store when it is knowledge or here. Machine learning to adapt to new circumstances and to detect and extrapolate patterns. Turning reliability, avoiding direct physical interaction between the interrogator and the computer, because physical simulator of an person is unnecessary for intelligence. However, total turning text to so-called total turning text includes a video signal so that the interrogator can test the subject's perceptual abilities. Computer vision to perceptual objects and robotics. Robotics to manipulate with each other with the objects and move on about it. As include the acting rationally. Computational intelligence is to study of the design of the intelligent agents. An agent is just something that acts. Of course, all computers programs do something, but computer agents are expected to do more. Operate autonomously, perceive their environment persist over a prolonged time period, adapt to rational agent change, and create an post goal. A rational agent is one that acts so as they achieve to the best outcome or when there is an unnecessarily the best expected outcome. All the skills needed for the turning test also and even to an act rationally. The law of the approaches to AI, emphasis was on correct interface. Making correct inference is something part of being a rational agent, because one way to act rationally is to reason logically to the conclusion that a given action will achieve one's goals and to act on the conclusion. All the skill needed for the turning test also known as an agent to act rationally. Not a representation and reasoning enable agents to reach good decisions when we need to able to generate comparable sentence in natural languages to get whether it is in a complex society. We need learning not only for erudition but also because it improves our ability to generate effective behaviors. The rational agent approaches how two advantages over the other approaches. First, it more generated than the law of thought approach because correct inference is just only over several possible mechanisms for achieving rationally. Second, it is more amenable. The foundation of artificial intelligence, 5 scientific developments that are approaches based on human behavior or human thought. The standard of rational is mathematically well defined and completely general and can unpack to generate agent designs that probably achieve it. So these are the basic fundamentals of a definition of AI. Thank you.